Hello, my name is Patrice Robuski, and thank you for joining us. This is the Cranberry Catch-Up. Tonight, we begin with two entrepreneurs who are trying to help Star Wars fans not break their wallets. Paige Ewing tells us more.
Business students often spend most of their time studying the economy and how businesses work. But for three Seton Hall college students, they are taking these lessons and are creating an actual business.
We're three college kids sitting in the garage making lightsabers. I feel like that's the life. I feel like if you can make a business out of that, if you can make something that works out of that, you got it made. So what it starts out as is we have our team member Bailey. She draws out the concept art for the sabers. And then from there, she presents it to Adam and I. We kind of take a look at it, decide whether or not it's something that we could fit the electronics into, something that could be built with the supplies we have. And if it is, then we move forward. If not, it gets sent back to her. She starts to redraw.
I think just discovering new ideas like while we worked on it, because it just started out with, oh, we're gonna just build a lightsaber, and it was kind of like, are we really serious about it? But then it became an actual serious thing, and then we just kept getting new ideas and building on top of it, and I just thought that was pretty interesting.
So we start out with that. We then take it to the table. We start cutting, pasting everything that we can together just to try and make that a reality. We get involved with the electronics. We start wiring it ourselves, and from there we go into testing. And that's all Adam Worth. He takes them. He makes sure that all the connections are correct. He tests them for strength, durability, all that sort of thing.
So basically what my job is to test the strength of the lightsaber. So what I'll be doing is I'll take said lightsaber and slap things. I think working with others is definitely like a huge thing you have to do. It's a business and you have to talk to different people. But I think just getting to know a business, if I ever wanted to be a business person, it's just another opportunity that I have for myself.
And as long as it works, then we move forward, paint it, make it look cosmetically perfect, and there you go, got a saber.
Hopefully, we see these three students rise up in the business world and see their company, Nova Sabers, in the public eye. I'm Paige Ewing, back to the studio.
Up next, are sugar daddies the new trend on college campuses to earn a quick buck? With more on the story, here's Yohani Rodriguez.
College, a place full of diversity. And I don't mean just racially, I mean financially. College is where you can find your lifelong friends, even future spouse. But others find something unexpected. 2019 is an era for sugar daddies. The phenomenon has taken young men and women in college by storm. The ordinary college student struggles to pay for life expenses, so they turn to older men or women for some financial help.
So I was tired of asking my parents for money, so during winter break, my friend introduced me to this app, and it all started when I met John.
Diani's not the only one who has a sugar daddy. Andrea Benitez is another student in the game.
So I opened Instagram one day and I had a DM in my inbox, and it was a message from a random Instagram account offering for me to be his sugar baby. So I accepted it.
While danger is inevitable in an app like this, these girls see past any risk.
First off, if my parents ever found out about this, they would probably kill me. And I think girls get into being sugar babies because they just broke college students need money sometimes and their parents are not always there.
So we finally met and he paid me $600. So obviously I kept coming back and I kept the relationship going. And from time to time, he would buy me clothes, a new phone, shoes.
I have received about $4,000 total from this guy so far. I bought the newest MacBook and a Coach bag, and he sent me a Gucci belt over break for my birthday.
The motive behind the sugar babies is clear, but don't you wonder what these sugar daddies want? This is Diani's sugar daddy, John.
People, there's a lot of people that talk about it as it's prostitution, which it isn't really. Um, it's a very non-traditional way of finding somebody, and there's a lot of sugar babies on there that need some help and some guidance from somebody.
The sugar daddy industry is thriving, with more and more students like Diani and Andrea struggling to pay for their expenses. Finding a sugar daddy can be the only solution a student finds in the face of a never-ending college debt.
I do not see myself doing this for a long time because I'm just too paranoid about what might happen to me. Because, yeah, I watch the news a lot.
And with an update on what's happening around campus this semester, here's Yohani.
Thanks, Patrice. You may think dailies and crayons are the only places on campus where food is served, but sororities on campus have dining options as well. Here's Kara Winkler with the story.
While most Rider students are familiar with the lines at dailies and the dinner rush at crayons, those aren't the only places students eat on campus. Students involved in sororities on campus have a meal plan of their own. 3 out of the 4 social sororities have a meal plan that encompasses a chef in their own basement. I decided to go to Alpha Psi Delta, where I visited the kitchen to find out more. I interviewed their chef Lori to find out more about her job.
It's going on 17 years, since 2002.
She told me her favorite part of the job.
Getting to meet so many girls and be a part of their lives even after they graduate, and to be able to give them some home cooking while they're away at college, to make them have a little bit of home with them.
She recognizes how easy it is to form relationships with the girls.
It's very easy. Once they come into the kitchen, I feel like this is a safe room for them, that they can vent or just have someone to talk to.
Sorority women are still able to enjoy the benefits of Bronc Bucks at Starbucks and Cranberries and can be guest swiped into dailies as well. I caught up with one of the sisters living in the house to ask her what she liked about eating there.
I like always being around my friends and that there's always somebody down here to eat with me.
Sienna couldn't help but rave about Lori's cooking.
My favorite meal is when Lori makes the Caesar chicken. It's so flavorful. It kind of tastes like cheese, even though there's no cheese in it, but I like cheese.
I asked Sienna to compare eating at dailies to eating at the house.
Well, eating in the house, like you can just walk down in the basement, but walk into dailies, you gotta take a whole hike to dailies, so it's definitely good to just walk down in the basement.
It's always good for students to know their options when it comes to dining. The best way to any Bronx heart is through their stomach.
Hoagie Haven in Princeton is a sub shop known for its outrageous subs. Some may say their subs are the reason for their success, but really, it's college students. Daniela Izzo has more.
Besides spending money on textbooks, college students spend a lump sum of money on, yep, you guessed it, food. In this case, I'm talking about late night food, the greasy goodness that all students crave after a long night of studying. Hoagie Haven is a sub shop in Princeton, New Jersey, that is known to solve these cravings. Garrett Camp, a New York native, describes his first experience at the sub shop.
My freshman year roommate, Adam Shutsky, basically the first day I got there, he was like, hey, dude, you gotta come to this place, Hoagie Haven, and I was like, oh, sure, whatever. So I went there, and it was probably one of the best days of my life.
Hoagie Haven brings in plenty of starving college students because of the great sandwiches and inexpensive prices. The prices for the portion sizes are what appeals to these college students. But not only students enjoy their hoagies. Princeton natives and neighboring towns are also obsessed with this hole in the wall.
So since I've lived in Princeton my whole life, I've always known about Hoagie Haven. So when my sister turned 18 and could finally drive, that was the first place we went, and I've loved it ever since then.
Rajesh Jadoo is an avid food lover from Trenton, New Jersey, about 30 minutes from the shop.
Hoagie Haven is really the only place in Princeton that has fast sandwiches, so that's the main reason I go there.
Some can't get enough of the fat sandwiches, including their most popular hoagie, a Dirty Sanchez. Included on the sandwich is chicken fingers, mozzarella sticks, french fries, and their signature Sanchez sauce. Along with the infamous Sanchez, there are many other, as they call it, fat sandwiches, such as the Wake Up Call, the Mac Daddy, and the Heart Stop. These sandwiches are made fresh and right in front of your eyes, as well as other delicious foods.
Besides their fat sandwiches, Hoagie has things like cold subs. They can make things on the grill like cheeseburgers. They even have salads, and you can get sides like fries or mozzarella sticks.
The Princeton staple is super small and doesn't have much of a place where people can sit. That's where the second shop comes in. Located 2 doors down from the original one, the extension of Hoagie Haven is limited to only online and pickup orders. The second place also has room for people to sit, no matter which storefront they got their food from. Despite the extra room the second shop has, the Haven is always packed and clustered with hungry customers, especially college students looking for a late-night snack.
I think if you live in the area, if you go to Rider, TCNJ, Princeton U, I think it's just one of those places that kids love to go. They know that, it's the spot.
The Princeton Staple has been in business for over 4 decades, and I don't think it's leaving anytime soon. This is Daniela Izzo, back to the studio.
The Film Mentorship Program helps students get acclimated with classes as well as connect them with other film students. Frank Gigliotti tells us more about the program.
The task of managing a healthy social life along with a successful academic career can be very overwhelming for many college students. Fortunately, Rider University's Department of Film and Media Studies is helping their students excel both academically and socially. Rider's FMS Mentorship Program helps new students gather the skills necessary to exceed within the academic field.
When you have somebody who has been through the coursework, somebody who's been around the university for a year or 2 longer than you have, I think it helps to smooth the way. I think students who are working with mentors who are a little bit more experienced feel a lot more comfortable when they come into film classes. They kind of have an idea of the kind of work that is being expected of them.
This program also creates a social connection between mentors and mentees through their common interests in film.
Well, I think it first starts off internal, so it helps them acclimate to the program better and get to know people within the program, such as myself and my co-president Rose. Get to know faculty, and then once you get to know, the kind of leaders within the program, you get to come to events and groups and everything.
FMS students can connect with each other at meetings for Alternative Film Club as they introduce themselves to film analysis through a social setting. The FMS department also holds events like Rider's annual film symposium to give students the opportunity to critically discuss key themes of their favorite movies.
The symposium is really, involves students presenting their work with other students on paper panels, on round tables. We also have students submitting screenplays and films that they've made. That kind of outside of the classroom participation in a film culture is a really important part of film education.
For more information about the FMS Student Mentorship Program, please email Dr. Cynthia Lucia at clucia@rider.edu. This is Frank Gigliotti of the Cranberry Ketchup signing off.
Moving over to sports, here's Chris Hopkins with more.
Thanks, Yohani. International field hockey players are pursuing their dream by playing the sport they love while earning a college degree. Jade Friedberg tells us more about their experience as student athletes.
These girls may seem like ordinary Rider students, but they are actually unique. They have traveled from Belgium to study here at Rider University. They are also unique because they are student athletes. Both girls are members of Rider University's Division I field hockey team.
So I started playing field hockey when I was 5 in Brussels. So that's the capital of Belgium. And then I moved to Antwerp and at the age of 8, I think. And then I played there until the age of 18, and then I came here to the US.
So what happened to me basically is this agency kind of approached me when I was kind of young, like 15 years old, to ask me if I wanted to go to university in America. So as I got older, I really just tried, well, why not? Why wouldn't I just go to America? Because a cool thing about education here is that you can combine sports and education in the same school, and you can kind of like go to school because you play sports and combine it that way, which is really cool because that's like not a thing at all in Belgium. In Belgium, it's really separated. It's you do your education and then you do your sports on the side. And I just thought that was going to be interesting to combine that.
Combining academics and athletics is a different aspect for these girls. Both international students tell us more about the interesting differences between American life and Belgium life.
So first of all, you have to know that at home you choose one direction, so one major you want to do, and then you just like keep on track and do that major. If you don't want to do that major anymore, you just have to stop and like begin again from the beginning the next year.
So I'm gonna try and graduate in 3 years instead of 4, because basically education in Belgium, if I would go to university, basically all the programs would be 3 years too, instead of 4. And as soon as I figured out there was a possibility to do that here, I just thought, well, why not? I can squeeze everything into 3 years, so let me just try that.
To learn more about the Belgium Bronx, visit gobronx.com.
A basketball player's dream is to one day play Division I basketball in hopes of making it to the pros. Alexis Butler tells us more.
The sport of basketball is very important to me, and I plan on being one of the greatest to ever play.
My name is Isaiah Butler. I'm 16 years old, and I'm a D1 hopeful. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I do 10 sets of lifting. I run 3 miles and the gym opens at 5. I go to the gym and do my basketball workouts there. And then I go home to make the bus.
And then after school, I do another workout too, lifting and doing runs on the court. I've been cut for 3 years straight, but that's only made me work harder. And if I haven't been cut, I don't know if I would have ever worked this hard. I used to be in my head a lot and nervous to make a mistake. And being nervous like that made me make mistakes. And I got over that it's okay sometimes to make mistakes, and that's what made me a better player.
I'm striving to get a Division I scholarship, but if not, the next goal is to be a walk-on.
My name is Ryan O'Leary, and I'm a sophomore, and I'm walk-on on the Rider basketball team. Assistant coach on the staff actually lives in my town and came to one of my games, and he liked my game and offered me a walk-on spot, so that's how I got here. The challenges I faced were kind of like a mental game to see if I was good enough, to see if I was confident enough to be part of the team, and that's the only thing that really stood in my way of being part of it. There's not a lot of kids that are able to be part of a Division I program, so I'm one in a million really, so it really means a lot, and being a part of a great talented team with great players has benefited me and made me a better player.
My plan to be a D1 player is to keep working hard every day and learning everything that I can learn until I graduate high school, and then even learn more after that. I'll never give up, no. This is my life, and this means a lot to me. I plan on bringing hopes to players around the world that are going through the same situation that I've been through, that's always been counted out. I plan on bringing hope to all of them that they can achieve their goals. Just keep working.
Thanks for catching up with us. My name is Patrice Robusky. See you next week.